Hi guys, nice to have you back here. I am really excited to share this project with you. It is my 31 minutes for 31 days project for March. So this was it's a project by Kelly Winnell, and it is basically you do pick something to do. It doesn't even have to be crafty, well, as far as I know. But you do it for 31 minutes for 31 days, and it's something you just do for yourself, like guilt-free, no worries, just enjoy the process and put some time aside to do something for you. So I decided to make this little album and do some sort of scrap therapy for 31 minutes every day. I shared this on a live stream most days. I did pretty well at doing this every day, apart from towards the end of the month where I got the flu, and well, not the flu, but got sick and kind of dropped off. But I have finished it off now, and I'm really excited to do a flip through. So here we go. So I started off with this book that I just put all these pages together, made this gorgeous shaker card, shaker front, and I've just tied it up with a piece of ribbon because, as you'll see in a minute, not ribbon, fabric, it is pretty chunky. So yeah, I was definitely inspired by Sue's Fish to create this gorgeous scrap therapy book just by pulling together some bits of paper. So here is day 1 and 2. Day 1 was just, I know, I was just sort of getting started, finding my way, deciding what to do. I just popped in a little pocket here, popped some journaling on the back of this, just happy memories, perfect day, and then I just popped the number 1, so just did a little bit of layering under here. The 2nd of March is my birthday, so I made this little layout all about me. Happy birthday to me. Used some Maggie Holmes, some little butterflies, a little bit of mixed media in the background, and this is number 2. Number 3 was inspired by a post I saw on Scrappy Like a Fox page about cascading paper, and so I decided to try replicate this using some Maggie Holmes Bloom. I absolutely love how this turned out. So it was just basically taking strips of paper, folding them in half, sewing along the top, and then just layering them in a cascade down your page. This one is using the new Summer Days collection by Maggie Holmes. Just using a little cluster I'd already made, using this piece of paper cut out from one of the papers, just layering it up. Yeah, putting sunshine. That was pretty self-explanatory. This one here I made using some old Alice in Wonderland book pages and some wee lines that I got, and I just love this little quote. Alice said nothing. Alice did not dare to disobey, and Alice was only too glad to do so. It is by far the most confusing thing I have ever heard. She can't explain it. This time Alice waited patiently until it chose to speak again. Random lines, but I just thought it was pretty cool. Then I did the shaker a little bit with some sequin mix I had made to go with my tag kit from the Stamp Spot, and I love this girl, so I just first we drink the coffee, then we do the things, but I didn't put the rest. I heart coffee, which I definitely do. Day 7 was my auntie's birthday, who passed away a year and a half ago. One of my most favourite people in the world. I just wanted to remember her. Beautiful minds inspire others, and she definitely was an inspiration. The 8th was International Women's Day, so I just used lots of these little cutouts and made this cool spread, put these vellum wings behind this girl, which I really love. Number 9, it's just, I had this little march cut out from Sunny Day, so I just circled the 9 and did some little scallop buntings across here and just stitched them on. Layered some florals from the paper as well. This was just some, I did a little shaker, but you can barely see it behind there, and I'm happy with that. I didn't really actually like the shaker. Just used one of these girls and some little bits and pieces from Flourish. Number 11, which has lost its E. I knew I should have stuck those down better. I have got another E, so I'll pop that on there. I used all these little bits and pieces that Dee sent me in a little kit. This is one of her, some leftovers from one of her citrus twist kits, and it was really fun to have a play with. I love this little thing. All we need is each other. This one here, I just had this cut out here sitting on my desk, so I thought I'd just use that, and I used some bits from the Gather. So these are sort of brighter, this reddy watermelony colour, and green and black and white with the yellow, and I really like how that turned out, although it's quite different, but I think it goes with this one. Number 13, I was finding this a little bit hard by this stage to come up with new ideas for each day. I'm not a scrapbooker. I don't really think of larger sort of layouts, so I had this lovely printable that I printed out from Pinterest, and I just love it. Kindness. What a simple way to tell another struggling soul that there is love to be found in this world. And that's just something that's always, I just love it. Just being kind is something that's very important to me. I put this one together using a whole lot of the rub-ons from the Rosie Studio Arabesque line, which are actually really lovely. There's lots of these florals, they come off really easily, and then like lots of little sayings that go on top of things. There is a little white one that says yes this, but you actually can't see it. I think it needs to go on top of one of these bits. Put some little wings behind this girl. I just really love the wings behind the people. This one here was quite fun. I really like this one. This might be one of my favorites, using a piece of this rifle paper fabric with this gorgeous selvage edge, and then just layering a doily, the deer from the flourish, making a little ruffle with layers, and be kind with a little bee, which I thought was pretty funny. That happened on a day that will obviously always be remembered in New Zealand as the day of the terrorist attack in Christchurch. That obviously really shook me, still is. It's going to take a long time to not even recover, but to, you know, keep going without feeling really emotional about it. So I struggled, I may have sort of switched off for that weekend, I think, and but I did make this little layout, putting lots and lots and lots of hearts inside here, and just said love, because really that is what matters. Just be kind, love each other, everyone. So I made that one as a little sort of tribute, I guess, to that, to remember that what had happened. This one here is just some little, it's like a patchwork of papers, just little bits that I had in my scrap bin, mostly all Maggie Holmes, I think, and just this plant kindness, grow love. And as you'll see, kindness seems to be a bit of a theme through my book. This just, I had to play catch up a little bit. I was offline mostly for the rest of that weekend. I did not feel like scrapbooking or crafting or really chatting about what felt like silly things at the time. But I like this. I found this offline card, and I sort of thought that's a good representation of how I felt for that time. But I really like it. It's quite simple. Then I went for this next day and did a big stack of all different white things. On my white, I did this white texture paste stars. I layered all different whites and neutral papers here, and just this little doily and the cut out flower, as well as these little black and white things. And I was definitely channeling my inner Sue's fish here and I really love how that turned out. It's just so simple, and I just put this little hopes and dreams on there. By day 20 I decided to try using a cut file as a sort of base for my day, and I used this one by Daily D that you can buy over at the Stamp Spot, and just backed it with these rainbow colors, which I really love how that turned out. I actually just stretched the file out a bit to fit my page. Day 21 I got all the leftover bits of paper from over here and did another little paper cascade with these little cut out flowers, cut from my silhouette. Well, they weren't cut from my silhouette, someone had already cut them, but if you are looking for them, these are from the Cocoa Vanilla Studio. If you go to their shop, they have got a couple of digitals that you can buy. Number 22, this was, again, I'd sort of sewn this paper and I wasn't sure what to do, but I've got lots of these girls printed out from Shutterstock, and I just decided that I would do this. I love the flowers in this old crepe paper, so I just mix that together. Then I used another cut file and did this beautiful by Paige Taylor Evans. It is a freebie over on her Facebook page, Scrappy Happy Place. So I just cut that out and then backed it with these little scraps of printable paper that I found, which I really love. It's so pretty. And then I just stitched around it with gold. A lot of my days, as you'll see if you watch some of them, I would just find something, a piece of paper, a collection of something, and start working with that. So this was just the Stay Colourful collection by Dear Lizzie, and I had these printables in my little printable area where I've got all my printables sort of stacked up, and so I loved these two papers, so I just cut them and then fussy cut some flowers, used a few stickers from the Dear Lizzie sticker book as well. And then I had some leftover bits and pieces, and I had tried making some of these layered butterflies that I'd seen on Sue's Fish page and on a few people's Instagram. So I gave this a go, did some little paint stripes, and then layered these little clusters on each section, and I really love this page. Then I got inspired by some other scrapbook layout I'd seen with these starbursts, sunburst stripe things, so I recreated it on this page with the sunny days, using this little puppy sticker and the little leaves coming out behind it. Day 27, this is a set of note cards that I have, and so I cut one out and then I just picked some colours, the peach and the pink, and just picked some little bits, some Maggie Holmes sticker book stickers and some bits of paper. And that's very simple, but I'm happy with how that turned out. This is when I got the flu, so I was not feeling well. I did manage to pull myself out of bed and cut this cut file, which I backed in bed. I just did some paint splattering and stuff on the background, which has actually turned out a bit bright, but that's alright. And I had a couple more of these butterflies that I'd cut, so I just really stuck those on. I used some bloom, so I fussy cut some bloom, and I'd already made these out of bloom, so they went really well together. The beautiful letters here are just the left, like the negative space from this cut file, so I just stitched around them messily with some white thread and stuck them on this. Was a vellum page which I had done some modelling paste dots that I put some pink paint in, but then I decided that I was going to have to stick another page on the background, but I chose this page that was black and white stripe, put the black and white stripe to this side, and then I did this page here. I found this lovely little card, See the Good and Speak It, and then I fussy cut some flowers out of my Rifle Paper & Co. wrapping paper that Jeanette sent me, and made this page, and I really love it. I was struggling with how to end it all and a friend of mine, Paper Buttons Love, Nayala, said to me how about you could just do like a little one-liner about each page that you had done, just sort of to explain it to you. So I really quickly and really messily just typed up this page saying, you know, what a little line like day 1, hello, happy memories. Day 2, my birthday, happy birthday to me. 3, paper cascading, found via Scrappy Like a Fox. Got new Sunny Days collection, vintage Alice in Wonderland collage. Just a really, some of them stupid, beautiful, like just a little bit of a reminder. And because I'd already used these papers, when I did things, I always tried to make them at least coordinate, not so much that page, but you know, this page with the page over here. And these are quite muted colours, but I found this really old Dear Lizzie paper that had these musical notes in this peachy colour, and the back was a red, and it matched perfectly with this page. So I just tore a strip and then sewed a piece facing the other way on there and stuck it on here, and it's simple, but I think it ends the book on a really nice note. So that is quite a long chatty flip through of this book, but I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of what this looked like to finish. Thank you for everyone that watched and followed and commented and watched my lives, because it was actually felt really nice to just craft with everyone. So I really enjoyed it, and it's definitely something I will do again. thanks for watching. Make sure you give this a thumbs up if you like it.